Back on the record with State Senator Kelly Dooner.
Now, hundreds of millions are being spent on the MBTA. Commuter rail, very important for your district. South Coast Rail could be a game changer. Are you confident that the dollars that are being spent are being well spent?
I think that's a subject to question until I see how every dollar is being spent. I am not comfortable answering that. I think as a fiscal conservative, I think that we, really need to watch every single dollar, and that's something that I intend to do with the budget process. I actually just got appointed to Ways and Means yesterday, so looking forward to really diving into the budget and seeing where every single dollar in the Commonwealth of Massachusetts
Look for
is
some
going.
efficiencies,
Absolutely, we absolutely need to look for.
What about Phil Eng? Do you think he's managing the system well?
Sorry, one more time.
What about Phil Eng? Do you think he's managing the system well?
Again, always room for improvement in every aspect, myself included.
What do you think of the MBTA Communities Act?
I have actually filed legislation requesting an exemption process. I think
An exemption process.
Yes. For several of my communities, as an example, some don't have town water and sewer. Some have volunteer firefighter departments or on-call firefighter departments. Some don't necessarily have the water to be able to transport it to the influx of people that are coming. So I filed an exemption process. I think maybe the goal of it was good, but you can't do a one-size-fits-all for a number of communities. And my communities we're not Boston. We're not around Boston. We don't have the infrastructure to get there. And I think unless the Commonwealth of Massachusetts is going to provide the funding to help my towns and municipalities get the infrastructure there, then I'm not going to support
even the
it.
communities.
They have provided some grants.
Some grants is different. I mean, when you don't have town water and sewer across an entire municipality, a couple $1 million in grants isn't going to fix that.
Well, so let's talk about you in the seconds we have left, if you don't mind.
Sure.
You don't mind talking about yourself?
Happy to.
So you jumped from what? Taunton City Council.
Yes.
You're in the state Senate now. That's a big jump. How's it going?
It's going great. I'm really, I felt very strongly on a lot of things on the campaign trail, and I advocated for a lot of things. And just listening to residents, I'm happy to be able to be their voice up there and advocate for them. I'm not one who's just going to sit back and go along to get along, and I'm not one who's just going to sit there quietly. If there's a challenge in my district, you're absolutely going to hear from me about it, and the legislature is absolutely going to hear from me.
If you listen, and I said you did listen, what was the number one thing that people were saying to you?
Number one thing was the migrant crisis over the summer when I was on the campaign trail. It didn't matter what municipality I was in.
Immigration was the number one issue.
Number one issue, and I would say overwhelmingly, I would argue about 97% of the households I hit, that's what they brought up to me.
Seriously?
Yes.
That large?
Yes. And so it was important for me. Not only was it an issue I felt strongly on, but my district felt strongly on. So to make sure they have that representation up there was a top priority for me. And just making sure they feel represented and they feel like their voice is being heard on Beacon Hill. I think we're not that close to Boston, and just making sure that our voice is heard and known up there is important.
Senator, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you. Our thanks to Kelly Dooner for sitting in the chair this morning. Sunday Roundtable is next. Mayor Wu heads to D.C. The House committee that she will go before puts out this hype video. We will talk about the politics in play when we come back on the record.